So I just went to Watches and Wonders for my first time ever, and of course I had to make an appointment with Tudor. Here's a look at their novelties, where I see Tudor going as a brand, and some of my thoughts after seeing them in the metal. So first, I need to say, Tudor was my favorite stand. There were some others that were really cool, namely Panerai. They had this whole underwater thing. It was amazing. IWC, loved it, Tag Heuer. But I can't stop thinking about the Tudor booth and how good it was. Going into my appointment, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about the Tudor novelties. I liked them, but I wasn't head over heels with them, which is fairly unusual for me and Tudor. But after seeing these in the metal, I have a lot of thoughts. Some of these have actually changed my mind. So let's talk about it. So the standout piece for me this year was the red Black Bay 58. After seeing this in the metal, this is the one that I've changed my mind about the most. At first, I wasn't really sure how I felt about this. Maybe I'm just so used to seeing my Black Bay 58 blue, so the red wasn't doing it for me. But after being hands-on, I feel like you have to appreciate it as a whole separate thing. Inspired by this Submariner prototype, this new Black Bay 58 feels very different than the pre-existing Black Bays, with a bright sunburst dial and bezel. It's a lot shinier, it's a lot brighter than any of the other Black Bay 58 models. And, of course, the big thing for me was the updated bracelet and clasp. People who love Tudor have been asking for this for years. So finally, updated to the T-Fit clasp, which has on-the-fly micro adjustments, which is absolutely essential for a dive watch or a summer watch. I am a really big fan of the 5-link bracelet. It elevates the Black Bay 58 and reminds me of the old Super Jubilees. This also had a big movement upgrade with the MT5400-U, which is Master Chronometer certified. Yeah, my mind is completely changed on this, and I'm trying to find ways to justify to myself that I can buy another Black Bay 58. To me, it is aesthetically different enough in the design language, and I want it on the 5-link bracelet to see if I can put that specific bracelet on my Tudor Black Bay 58. This is technically the best Tudor Black Bay 58 that money can buy. Moving on to the Black Bay 68, I feel like this is the one I'm the least excited about. Even though I aesthetically like these a lot, it's probably just because I'm sized out. So this is the new largest Tudor Black Bay 58 dive watch at 43mm and available in 2 colorways. I absolutely love the color variations. I'd love to see these colors make it to the smaller models because they look amazing. Once again, these have MEDAS Master Chronometer certification, which is huge. Something that was really interesting to me was how many larger models Tudor released this year. The last few years feels like it was all about shrinking. So there was the introduction of the Black Bay 58, the Black Bay 54, the Black Bay 58 GMT. But this year, they only released larger novelties, which is really different. It feels like Tudor is zigging while everyone else is zagging. Everyone keeps talking about how smaller watches is the future and the trend, but Tudor is obviously bucking that trend and appealing to the large wrist crew. I don't know, everyone keeps saying smaller watches are the future and smaller watches are the trend, but I just don't see it. I think if anything, it's just that smaller watches are becoming more generally accepted again, but I think most collections will still have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Watch tastes and preferences are unique and personal to you, and sometimes they're even a little bit regional. If I was to speculate, I would say Tudor is shooting this shot to appeal to the American market. They probably decided this shot way before. We're not going to talk about tariffs. Okay, so the last watch I needed to see, I needed to be hands-on with, is the new Pelagos Ultra, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this. I also should say, I didn't get nearly enough video at Tudor. I was really rushed between appointments, and I should have spent more time at Tudor. They were so hospitable. There was so much to see, so much going on. I wish I would have shot more there and maybe even have been late to my next appointment because I loved the Tudors so much. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is I won't have nearly enough footage of this watch. I don't have any footage of me wearing it, but it wore surprisingly well. I would say it was still too large for me. I wouldn't be tempted to buy this for my wrist size personally, but Usually the numbers would throw me off of this. It wears better than the numbers would suggest. I think if you have an average size wrist, 6.5 inches or larger, you should maybe give this a go. Give it a try on. You might be pleasantly surprised as well. With the turn of the lugs and the way the bracelet falls, it's a lot more wearable than the numbers would suggest. Does anyone need 1,000 meters of water resistance? Probably not. But it's cool that it exists. It's just cool. And if you're looking for a rough and ready tool watch, this is a top contender. So those are the new watches from Tudor that I got to see live and direct, some of my thoughts, and how they've changed my mind. I really, really wish I had more time with Tudor. This was my first time at Watches and Wonders, so I'm living and learning. But now I know for next year if I go back, I need extra time at Tudor. I gotta really take my time here. And I think next year is gonna be a huge year for them. But yeah, so many more brands to talk about, so little time. I'd love to know all your thoughts in those comments down below. Have you guys seen any of these in the metal yet? Have they come through at authorized dealers? Let me know. I can't wait to see your comments down there. And now, Pope tier patrons. Oh yeah, come on. Get their names on the screen. Pope tier patrons, names on the screen. Thank you so much for supporting my weird little channel. I hope you keep enjoying it. You guys are the best. You've never done anything wrong in your lives ever. Other people have, but not you guys. You're perfect. But for real. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you so much.